So, welcome everybody. We're going to start in a few minutes. We just have one more minute. So, thank you for joining us and hope you can hear me. Yep. So while we're waiting, if you have questions, I think there's an area in the chat where you can ask a question. And so just type in your question. Quite a few people joining us this evening, or this morning if you're in another location. So just type in your question. We'll see if we can get to it at the end of the session today. So we've about 30 minutes. And again, thank you for joining us. My name is Jeremy. I am with CaminoWays, been with CaminoWays a very long time. And I hope we can help you today with our pre-departure information webinar. And essentially what I'm going to run through, just a quick introduction of who we are and what we do, and then we'll go into the details of the pre-departure information, how it's presented and how you can work it. As I said, if you have a question, just pop it into the question. Jonathan, who's with me as well, he's in the background somewhere there. He's also going to monitor the questions. He'll let me know if there's anything important there. And I'll just put it in the chat. Okay, thank you very much. And so I'm going to start now. Again, thank you everyone for joining us. And it's great to see you. And I hope you're all booked and looking forward to your Camino. We've lots of people online tonight, so we'll hopefully get through it quickly and answer your questions. So essentially, CaminoWays, we've been around for 15 years and we're organizing walking and cycling holidays on the Camino. And essentially what we do in a very kind of, I suppose, basic level, if you like, is we organize your accommodation in hotels. All these hotels are private ensuite rooms. So we don't do hostels, we do hotels, and we have everything from the standard, which would be 3-star hotel, 4-star right up to 5-star. We do some kind of country cottages as well, so more boutique style. But all the accommodation we offer is private rooms with ensuite bathrooms. With that, we transfer your luggage. So while you're walking or cycling, we'll pick up your bag and bring it to the next hotel. That's definitely something that people love us for. And that works very well. And I'll go through that with you in our pre-departure information. Airport transfers, we can add those on as well. They're not on any general itinerary, but if you want an airport transfer, we can add it on. So we pick you up from your arrival point and take you to your first hotel and then bring you back from your hotel to your airport. Generally, we'll do it over short distances. So for instance, if you're starting in on the French way, going Sarria Santiago, you're flying to Santiago de Compostela, we'll pick you up there and bring you out to Sarria. It's only about 100 kilometers, so it's quite an easy transfer. And for the tours themselves, we offer self-guided tours. That is what most of you are doing, and that is why we try to provide you with as much information as possible. Because with self-guided tours, you arrive on your own, you overnight on your own with whoever you're traveling with as well, and you walk on your own, and then you depart. So, unfortunately, we don't generally get to see you, but we're always available to chat. And just while we're here and before we get into it, could you just everyone, if you could just mute yourselves, please, because I can hear noise in the background and that may disturb some other people. So just mute your screen or yourself. That'd be great. Thank you very much. I don't think I can do it from here, so if you just mute yourselves, that'd be great. And so with that, and while you're on tour, and this is important for you as well, we have a 24-hour assistance number, and that is manned 24 hours a day, and it will give you assistance for anything to do with your booking. If there's an issue with the accommodation, the luggage transfer, an airport transfer, pick up that number, give us a call, and our team, who are both English speakers and they'll speak the local language, whether you're touring in Portugal, Spain, or France or Italy. They'll sort it out with whoever the service is, and hopefully there won't be a problem after that. So as I said, with guided tours and self-guided tours, we offer accommodation. We can do dinner on nights on the guided tours, luggage transfers, airport transfers. We can add the airport transfers onto a guided tour. and obviously included is a walking guide. They are on set dates and set locations. So obviously a lot of you on this presentation are already booked and planning if you're not on a guided tour, but maybe next year you'd like to go on one. They're good fun. They're with groups from with people from all over the world, and generally up to 16 people on our guided tours. Our self-guided tours, basically, as I said, offer accommodation. We do dinner in some nights in the smaller towns. We generally don't offer dinner in larger towns and cities because it's nice to go out and experience what those places have to offer. Luggage transfer, as I described, and obviously you can pick your own dates, pick your own location, where you want to start, where you want to finish, so you can totally tailor it back to what you want to do. Just give you a quick brief on the Camino as well. Obviously, it's been around since the 9th century. The reason for walking to Santiago de Compostela is to visit the bones of St. James, who was an apostle of Christ and was said to have journeyed through this area, spreading the word of the apostle throughout the western seaboard of Europe, and specifically around the area of Portugal, west coast Portugal and Spain. And he is said to be buried at the Cathedral in Santiago de Compostela. And then from the 9th century, people decided to make pilgrimage towards there. And you have the main routes, the Camino Frances, coming from Saint Jean Pied de Port all the way across northern Spain into Santiago. You have the Portuguese coast, the Portuguese way coming from Lisbon up to Porto, and then the coast way up through the coast and then on to Santiago. We have the northern way, which is becoming increasingly popular from Santander, so San Sebastian, Bilbao, fantastic cities to walk through, coming down into Santiago. The English way, because the Irish and the English used to take boats across the Bay of Biscay and then walk from Ferrol down to Santiago, and then finishing the Camino to the traditional end out in Finisterre, Santiago out to Finisterre. We can't forget the Via Francigena, which is the Camino to Rome. So we do that as well. So essentially, that's from Lucca down to Siena and then on to Rome. That's a fantastic route. We do that. We don't do the St. Francis way, but it is a fantastic route as well to go to Rome. But you have to do that self-supported, unfortunately. But yeah, that's another route. And then we have a connecting route through France that's called the Puy, and that's coming down through central France and links up with Saint Jean Pierre de Port. A really fantastic route, a bit more out there and a bit more adventurous, but it's really good. So again, most of you here hopefully will have booked your tours, and now you're here to listen about your pre-departure information, what you do, what you see, what you get. And so thank you for your booking. It's fantastic that you've booked with us, and I do hope you're looking forward to, for your Camino. So on the journey with us, you would have originally come in and got a quote either directly on our website, or you would have asked us to create a quotation for you. And in that journey, you may have made some adjustments to that quotation, changed dates, changed the number of people, changed this, changed that. And then following that, you would have booked and paid with a deposit payment or full payment as well. So, and the minute that you have paid that deposit, we start working on your tour and securing other hotels. This generally takes us up to 4 or 5 working days to secure your hotels. You don't see that, unfortunately, but we are working very hard in the background for you. You don't see the fact that we have booked your hotels up until the point when you have fully paid. But with our new platform, which we have been it's about a year, near 2 years we have it up and running. So it's very much interactive. It's very much online, and every single one of you have a similar, what we call your trip portal. And in your trip portal, you have the information of all your bookings. And I'm sure you've all because if you have bookings, you've all been in here and seen this. On the top, you've got all your confirmed tours, all the quotes that you may have, any expired tours and cancelled tours. So cancelled tours are exactly what they are. The tour has been cancelled for some reason or whatever reason. The expired tours are essentially if you've created a quotation and there's been no interaction on that quotation for 3 to 4 weeks, it goes into expired. No problem. You can just ask us to reinstate that booking. It reinstates exactly as it was, so you can continue on with the quotation. Obviously, a quotation is a live quotation. That might be a tour that you're working on and making some changes to or making dates. And then we have to confirm tours. That's the tour you're actually traveling. Now, with all of your accounts, you'll have much less numbers of confirmed quote or expired tours. It's just that obviously we will have more on that. I suppose the more important menu is here. So home, if you click on that, that'll essentially bring you to essentially the trip portal, and just another way of looking at it. So you've got my trips, and the same here. Any gift vouchers you may have, so you can actually buy vouchers on our website and give them presents to people. Pre-departure information, travel guidebooks, Camino maps, and then again, you can also create new quotations. So when you return and you get addicted to the Camino, you can always come and create a quotation for your next trip. But really, the most important thing is the trip that you have confirmed. And I have a sample booking here. So when you go into your trip portal and you want to look at your confirmed trips, you have obviously your upcoming trip here. On this, you've got any questions, the email address that you can contact us on, and also you can contact customer care, which generally you do contact after you've paid your deposit or pay a full payment. You contact a customer care team, and they will sort everything out. Very important button here. You can see just your general information of the trip when you check in, when you check out, your trip code. This is very important as well. Who you are. This is myself. I'm Jeremy. And obviously I'm with CaminoWays. I've got two people going. We're walking and we're staying in standard hotels. I can go in here and see my trip and travel documents. So I click that. I hope you can all see this. So it's just taking a second to load because we're online here. So if you just come down here, you can see your itinerary. And just very quickly, you can see that your first night is on the 23rd in Sarria, and you're walking all the way to Santiago. And what we call this the Camino, the easy Camino, because it's shortened kilometers per day. But you can tailor the itinerary back to 5 or 6 walking days. But this is one is 10 nights. And you're walking into Santiago on the 2nd and checking out on May the 3rd. If you go into each day, you can actually click into each day and you'll see a bit more information about that day. You know that you have one room booked, you've got breakfast included, and you have a passenger transfer from Santiago Airport to Sarria on the 23rd. So thankfully, I'll be picked up at the airport and be brought to Sarria. If you look at your first walking day, you'll see that you have breakfast, dinner, and your luggage is being transferred, and a very brief description of your day. If you want to look at the hotels that are booked on your confirmed booking, and these are the hotels confirmed, so you can see you have a total of 10 nights at 110 kilometers. So on the itinerary, you can come in here and look at services booked and directions. So in here, your first interaction with us will be the passenger transfer. That's the pickup from Santiago Airport and they bring us out to a hotel in Spain and in Sarria. Sorry. So you can see the taxi. That's the taxi person, the taxi company that's picking us up. This Taxi Manuel. You have their actual phone number there. So if you have any issues on your pickup, you can call them directly. There's no problem, and reorganize a pickup, or you can use our assistance number and call us if there's any issue with your airport transfer. And what those issues might be, if your flight is delayed, please call us before you get on the flight. Or if you're having an issue with picking up your bags in Santiago or whatever airport you're in. So any of these issues might cause a delay, but make sure you tell us because the taxi will wait for 1 hour only and then it will go. And the 1 hour it will wait will be from when the flight lands. And we do track flights, but generally we will do it from what we know. And you would have filled in all your flight details before this point. We know that the pickup is on this date, the 23rd of April at 9:50 a.m. and that the drop off, I'm going to Hotel Villa de Sarria, which is a lovely hotel in Sarria. All our transfers are private, so our ground transfers are private and point to point. And you will always meet your driver when you arrive. When you leave the secure area of the hotel, generally that's when you pick up your bag and you'll go through the doors and you walk into the general area of the hotel, sorry, of the airport, and that's where you will meet your driver. And then we can see then we have our first hotel. And you can click there, and that's going to give you a map of exactly where that hotel is. So if you're on your phone, you're looking through the list, you just click that, and it'll bring you straight into your Google Maps, and it'll give you exact location of where your hotel is. So that's very handy for when you're walking and you get into a big town and you want to find your hotel. Click on that. It's going to give you the map. Follow the map as you do with any Google Maps on your iPhone or Android phone. On here, you've got the hotel the name of the hotel, the phone number of the hotel. So if you have an issue again, you can call the hotel directly. And again, if there's something else going on, you can call our assistance number. And you've got the email of the hotel, and all importantly, you've got the address of the hotel. And any other things that you may need to know about the hotel or how to check in or any issues about checking in or if you need a transfer to the hotel, these are all listed in our service note, and that's done for each and every day. So you can just see on this one, it says, please note that reception closes at 12:30. If you plan to arrive after that time, you need to contact us. And then we have our luggage transfer. And at that, again, gives us the number of the luggage transfer. We've got two bags. It's going to be picked up and then dropped off at the next hotel, which is the Casa Mogade, which is the next hotel we're staying in the next night. And for the luggage transfers, it's one bag per person at 20 kgs. Please do not bring a heavier bag. It doesn't matter the size of the bag as long as it's only 20 kgs. And the people transfer it. If the bag is heavier, they may leave it behind, and that proves to be a big issue because then you're responsible for getting that bag to where you are, and any extra bags will not be picked up. And I'll come back to the bag tags now in a few minutes. And that really continues on for the rest of the itinerary. You see your hotel. Next you'll see your luggage transfer. You know you'll have dinner included. Sorry, there's your luggage transfer. And also, it's important that you have your service note, which is information about the luggage transfers. And that's the same for every day you have that. So I will go through that carefully. And I always advise people just to take your time, read through everything very carefully, and it'll all start making a lot of sense for you. So, um, what is very important, I suppose, is within that is the luggage tags. So we have here, it says luggage tags, print your luggage tag in order to reduce delays and help us identify your luggage. You must place your luggage tags on your luggage. Click print luggage tag. So it tells you what to do. Follow the instructions, print luggage tag. And what'll happen is, I'm not sure if you're seeing this because it's popped up on a different screen, but essentially you'll get a little template to print. You can print that off on any paper, cut out the luggage tag, and put it on your bag. On that luggage tag is your trip code and your name. And so you don't need to even write anything on the luggage tag. The luggage tag already has your name on it. And put that on your bag on the first morning, and you can keep it there. What happens is that our team, when they come and pick up the bag on the first morning, they will put our own luggage tags on the bags, and they will remain there until the end of your tour. So it's really just for the first morning that those luggage tags need to be there. But of course, you can keep them there for the whole trip. It's not a problem. So yeah, that's how the luggage tags work. And then after that, we have our travel guidebook. So I think this is very important as well. We've looked at the itinerary, but a lot of people ask us questions about um, guiding on the Camino. How do I find my way? And of course, finding this part of the fun, find your way on the Camino. And we don't offer a full guide. We just offer a brief description each day. The Camino is very well marked with signposts and markers and lots of other people walking it. But if you feel you want a guide, we do have a download here, which you can click, and it's going to download an essentially essential brief day to day on each day. You just have to zone in on the route that you're walking. Also, we have a discount with a fantastic guidebook company called Cicerone. Cicerone write guidebooks professionally. They do it for pretty much every trail on the planet. And they obviously have great guidebooks for the Camino. We have a voucher code with Cicerone at 25%. So you can go onto their website, cicerone.co.uk. They are based in the UK. And you can put in our voucher code, which is CaminoWays25. And then it's 25% off that guidebook. And it's not bad to have a guidebook on, but I've bought plenty of guidebooks, and when I'm actually en route, I've never used them. So I think they look great on my travel bookshelf, but they've never really been used. And actually, they're quite good to read pre journey because there's some good information always in a guidebook. Um, we do have live mapping, and this is very important. So here you'll find your Camino navigation maps for your smartphone. So on this, you can actually live link where you are on the Camino and follow the map. And you just have to click this link here, and that's going to bring you into information about mapping and our maps. So we in the first paragraph is going to give you a brief description about the markings and the direction markers on the Camino. Again, that's very important. Please read that and follow it. And then we have our live mapping here. So if you click that, that's going to bring you into our live map, and you can see it's every route that we provide is on here. And again, you just have to zone in on the route you're walking. So if you're walking again, if you're walking, let's say if you're walking from if you're walking from, whoops, sorry, my screen's just gone crazy there. If you're walking the Portuguese way, you just zone in on where you are. There's Vigo. Most people, a lot of people start in Vigo, and your map will actually come up here, and you'll come up here on your map, and then you can follow the route. And as you walk, you'll find yourself on the route. So it's a great tool to have. It works extremely well, and it's actually on the route, not on the road or anything. So it actually follows the actual route. So that works really well. Um, okay, and I have to speed up a bit because we only have 10 minutes left, and Zoom will cut us off. And so very quickly, I'll just look at the instructions here. So in here, you'll see help for self-service. This click on these links, and there's a YouTube video of how to install the map on your phone. And then there's a link here to do it for Android and to do it for on iPhone, and then information of how to download the Google Maps so you can when you're in Portugal or in Spain or in France or wherever you're in Italy, you can actually look at the maps without using your data, and that's very important as well. But again, you just need to very carefully run through each of these points, look at all the information very carefully, and just click on all the links because that gives you further information, or it actually downloads the services that we have. Now, go through each of these tabs here, click on them, look through them, read through them, because that's really where you're going to get all the information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to your questions now, because we only have a couple of minutes left, and I do know there's lots of questions in there. So I hope everybody is happy with that. So for question one, we have from Julie. I'm doing a guided tour with CaminoWays at the end of May. Do you share the names of the people? No, we don't, unfortunately, because GDPR, that lovely thing that we have, we're not allowed to share any other personal information of people that you do not know. But we've been doing guided tours for 15 years, and we know that lifelong friends have been made during those guided tours. And people, because you're doing something, a shared experience, the guides are fantastic. They'll help you introduce you to everybody, and they're great fun, and there's great camaraderie around them, and you're going to have a really good tour. So don't worry about not knowing the people before you go. You'll know them very well at the end. Um, um, Thank you. And I'll just go down to John here, John Montemare from the University of I don't see. What are the procedures for getting picked up and driven to our next destination in case we are not able to complete a task for that day? Right. Okay. So if you're walking on the Camino and you feel you can't complete a day, there's lots of cafes and restaurants on most of the routes. And in there, you'll find taxi numbers, and it's something that happens a lot on the Camino. So just go in there, call a taxi, they'll take you the rest of the way. A good tip is, as you're leaving the hotel in the morning, there'll always be taxi numbers on the counter, or ask for a taxi number. So you're taking a local taxi number, and you'll just have to you can send your PIN from your phone of where you are to pick up, or maybe just ask a local to help. But we don't organize pickups if there is an issue en route. It's impossible for us to do that, but there's plenty of services en route to help you complete the day. Um, are the self-guided tours booked in larger groups? Well, no, the self-guided tours are exactly that. They're self-guided, so you won't be in a group, but there are plenty of people walking the Camino, and part of the Camino is actually talking to everybody else on the Camino, and it's very hard not to meet people. Of course, you can isolate yourself if you want, but generally, part of the experience of the Camino is chatting with other people. And generally, if people see that you're on your own, or you're sitting on your own, they will come and talk to you, because you're all doing, again, the shared experience of doing the Camino, and that's something that's part of the experience. For transfers en route, Le Puy, how do transfer times arranged? If you have a transfer that is arranged for us, you will see it on the service notes that I showed you on the itinerary. So if you go back into the itinerary, look at the service notes, it'll explain exactly on what to do about any pickups that you have prearranged when you're on the Camino, and usually there to bring you out to a hotel that's not en route. We are on a trip with a group of 19. Our lead contact has been communicating with your company, and I'm sure he has access. However, can all the participants access the trip portal? Yes, they can. All we need is your name and email address, and you can ask your trip leader or to send us all your names and emails, and we will put them in on the room list. And once when they're in the room list, you have access to the trip portal. You can see all the information as the trip leader can see. So there's no problem for that whatsoever. Just get your name and email onto the tour, and then you have an account with us, and you can log in and see that trip because your name will be absolutely associated to that trip. So I'm trying to get through these as quickly as possible. We have about 6 minutes. Yes, left. My itinerary does not have the link to print the luggage tag. When will this be added? I'm starting my trip in 50 days. So yes, so 30 days before you arrive, so 30 days before your arrival date, you'll get links, all the important links for all of these things, and also when you fully pay. So make sure you're fully paid, and but definitely by 30 days before you arrive, you will get all the information about the hotels, all the links, all the additions about the luggage tags and the hotels and everything else. So there's no problem there. If you're very concerned, contact customer care at CaminoWays.com. 10 of us are doing the Camino Inglés. Excellent. Less frequent route. Absolutely. How much water should we carry? Very good question. So Camino Inglés is the English Camino. So Ferrol to Santiago. Not as well walked, so not as many resources. But there are plenty of places to stop and supply yourself. But I always say, no matter what route you're traveling, just to be safe, make sure you have at least a litre of water in your day pack. I think that's very important. Litre of water, a little bit of food, snacks, and things, just in case, because you never know. And but definitely important to have a litre of water. Stop once, stop for 15 minutes every hour, have a break. Take water slowly. Don't take big gulps of water because if you drink a lot of water, you're just going to lose it very quickly. But if you take small sips of water consistently, that water then is better ingested. Is there CaminoWays mobile app? No, we don't have a mobile app. We have the trip portal, which essentially acts similar to an app. So that is with you while you're on the Camino. All that information you can access on your phone or on your device while you're in Spain on the Camino. So it's all there. Wi-Fi is available throughout the Camino, definitely in the hotels, restaurants, cafes, everywhere you go. And if you want data while you're walking the Camino, it's important that you sort that out with your mobile provider from wherever you are. How do dinners work in the small towns? Well, if you book dinner with us, it's in the hotel generally from 7 o'clock, and you just go to dinner in the hotel. Let them know when you're ready to have dinner, and you'll get a menu, and you'll be able to pick your dinner. If you don't have dinner booked with us, you can have dinner in the hotel still, or ask at the hotel where the best local restaurants are, and you can go out into the village or the town and experience the local food. Laundry facilities, a question we get asked a lot. Generally, no. And you don't have time anyway, because you'll finish your walk between 4 and 7 o'clock, depending on the day, and you'll want to rest, recuperate, eat. You're up in the morning early and you're gone. So generally use very good high-tech walking gear because they don't, they're long lasting. You can wash them in a sink and they'll be dry in about an hour in less than some of the tech clothes you can buy. So go to your local outdoor store. In the US, REI is fantastic. They understand people walking the green and what they need. In the UK, there's Coxwell's Outdoor, and in Ireland, there's obviously 53 Degrees North. But just find your local outdoor store. The people, and I tell the people in the store what you're doing and what you need, and they're always very helpful. And I know that from experience. Yes, so someone here saying I found plenty of laundry facilities easy to use. There are laundry facilities, but generally not in hotels, but there's laundrettes around. So again, you can ask at the hotel for that. I heard dinner in Spain is normally served late. Yes, that is true. But on the Camino, funny enough, they're catering for more than just European and their own clients. And also you're tired and you want to get to bed. So dinner is generally from 7 in the hotels. So yeah, that's just to be aware of that. Um, San Miniato to Siena, is that well marked? Yes, it is. It's not as well marked as the Camino, but it does have signposting. It's got the kind of the monk with the staff on the signpost poles, and it's a fantastic route.